Good morning, I'm Linda. I'm going to be sharing with you a family tradition recipe that my dad started back in the 60s, I guess. Him and my mom became vegetarian before my sister, who was the oldest, was born. And so Thanksgiving, he decided to come up, I guess, with a loaf recipe, a nut loaf recipe that is vegetarian. So it is not vegan, but it is vegetarian. I'm sure you can adapt that. So I'm going to share with you today that. I am probably going to be rushing through this because it is Monday before Thanksgiving. And I'm trying to get this done so I can post it out there. A few of my relatives have asked for the recipe and all. So hopefully this will help. I haven't seen much like it online. I've seen tofu turkeys, but my dad actually, out in when we lived in Arizona, the newspaper had him, they did a little, interview, and came to our house, and he got his photo in the newspaper. Maybe I'll share that at the end. So, and later I'm going to be sharing at the end the final product. If I don't have a chance to talk after, hopefully I'll just at least post the pictures. There's different ways of shaping it into a turkey, so we'll go over that. Okay, so I'm just going to start dumping things in, and I will hopefully in some time post the actual ingredients, the actual recipe at the bottom, and you can subscribe to my channel at the bottom also. So I'm going to start with cashews. I'm going to be looking at my recipe because I usually don't make this. My dad does, or my daughter. So I'm going to start with 2 pounds of raw cashews. They've been ground coarsely in my Ninja. I find this to be one of the better blenders. I can hand chop everything. My grinder gets it too fine, but the Ninjas have 2 or 3 blades, and I don't fill this. So everything I've chopped today is going to be done in this. I use my smaller one usually, but this one you can see better because the double blades really make it so it doesn't make it too fine, and with a single blade, and make one section with clumps. So for speed, we grind it in that. So 2 pounds of raw cashews. And we're going to do, this is 1 bunch of parsley, chopped loosely. It's not real fine, it's still a little coarse. It ends up being about 1.5 cups, maybe slightly over, depending on the bunch. Can't quite go wrong. This is optional. I don't have a spoon, but we always use that in the recipe. 2 bags, it's going to be probably 1.5 to start with, bags of herb seasoned classic stuffing, Pepperidge Farm, not the cube, more the crumbs. I'm going to dump in bags here. Start with that, and then we'll check the texture after. I'm going to get a bigger wooden spoon here. Okay, mix all that, and then I'm going to be using McKays chicken seasoning. It is vegan. It's for broth and seasoning. And if you need help finding it, you can probably look it up on the internet. It's manufactured by Dismat Corporation, D-I-S-M-A-T, in Toledo, Ohio. And, or you can use, so this is not real chicken seasoning. It's made with mostly vegetable, garlic, onion, seasons, and spices in it. All right, so I have 3 tablespoons of McKays chicken seasoning. So I use a pretty big bowl. I've pre-chopped chopped pretty much everything. So this recipe is a pretty big batch, and it calls for 1 extra large onion, or you can use like 2 medium. I like to use sweet onions, and 1.5 sticks margarine. I think butter might tend to, I don't know that if it burns. I'll check with my mom. I'm sure you could use butter. There goes my doorbell. I have no idea why. Let me check that. Okay, I had somebody come to my door. Got the seasoning in there, pretty much all the dry ingredients mixed. So we're talking about the onion chopped. I pre-chopped that in the processor. Of course, everything you can hand cut. The onion and 1.5 sticks margarine I sauteed ahead of time. Trying to think. And 8 eggs I have here. So I'm going to dump all this in. The onions. And celery. I'm sorry. 6 stalks of celery sauteed with the onion. Dump that in. Also, I made them ahead of time, mashed potatoes. These are, doesn't matter what brand, Hungry Jack I like. I did the 12 serving method. And whatever it calls for as far as margarine goes, my mom said just to use half a stick of margarine with it. So whatever it calls for, just, this one actually calls for 6 tablespoons. Forget how much that is, but anyways, use the same amount of salt, milk, just make it how the box suggests. Just use the half a stick of margarine. So we're going to dump that in. I'm sure you could probably use about that consistency. If you really want everything homemade, I'm sure you can use fresh homemade mashed potatoes. Let's see here. Also, the eggs in. So we have, I told you, 6 stalks of celery with the 1 extra large onion and 1.5 sticks of margarine. That's all in that. Then the other thing is 8 eggs. It's going to be a big batch, so you're going to need a big bowl. So I'm going to mix this all up. I'm going to speed up this process with the video, turn it off for a minute, and get back to right before we're going to put it in a pan. Okay, this is all stirred together. It's fairly stiff. I think the 1.5 bags of the herb seasoning mix was about right. And if it's too wet, then you can add more. Boy, we just have all kinds of sounds going off here. Okay, I'm back. We have all kinds of interruptions. Okay, so that is how it looks. Nice and colorful, and this is really delicious. Make any gravy to go with it. So the pan, there's several methods of doing this. I'm going to try and post probably photos at the end. Normally my dad, he would put it in this is the larger than the 8.5 by 11, but you can do 8.5 by 11, the glass pans, or a lasagna size pan, or the metal coated pans, and he'd shape it into a turkey, and I'll show you pictures of that, because I don't think I'm going to do that method this year. My sister bought one of these pans, and it's turkey mold. So I have greased this up generously with margarine. I think the butter will burn, so my mom says to use margarine. So that's generously greased so that the form will come out after. The other thing my dad has done, he's shaped it into a pig. We homeschooled our kids, so we had a medieval festival, and we baked all kinds of medieval things, and he shaped this into a pig and stuck an apple in the mouth, and I will hunt for pictures and try and post them somehow. That might come later on. So you are just gonna stuff this in. I haven't even done this before. I've made the loaf, but shaped it into a turkey with legs and stuff. So the biggest thing is how to tell when it's done is gonna be slightly difficult and different for every situation. For every oven, it's gonna bake at 350 degrees preheated, and it can go at least an hour to an hour and a half, maybe even longer depending. So normally this amount will make one big turkey with a belly. It kind of sounds funny. Breast belly about raised up like this, plus another little pan, another little dish. So that's how much this makes, because you can make it just flat and not shaped, and that would probably take more like an hour. You usually insert a knife in the center and see if it comes out not sticky or smooth. So in order to get that belly done, you have to cover it with tin foil. I'm going to cover this pan with tin foil. You cover the legs and maybe leave the belly out, but you have to really watch it. The legs and the neck are going to get definitely darker and brown. I guess that sounds funny, being vegetarian. I've been vegetarian all my life. So anyways, so I'm going to continue this and press this all in, nice and solidly packed. Bake it, figure out how long it takes me in my oven with this, and hopefully this will come out good today so I can get this video out before Thanksgiving. I just pulled out the veggie turkey out of the oven in the turkey mold, and it's pretty browned. I covered it with tin foil the majority of the time. Took an hour and 45 minutes simply because I believe because it was cold to begin with. I had to rush out for the day, and so this was refrigerated because it had the raw eggs in it. So it probably would have taken at least 15 minutes less time, which would have been an hour and a half, which is probably about right. But this took an hour and 45 minutes, and I put it more towards the top of the rack so the bottom wouldn't brown so much. It's a little brown around the edges, and I took the tin foil off the top like the last 45 minutes and then just put it around the edges. Just do that as needed. And then when I got it out of the oven, I shook it like this, and it's already loose, so I'm sure it's gonna come out. Take my pan here. I think what's upside down to it all and what isn't. I'm just gonna flip it like this. Get my hands underneath it. It's a little hot, and it slipped right out. Nothing left, nothing stuck. Wow, that was way easier than I thought. So they're nicely brown. I don't think I really packed it in solidly in the beginning. You don't want to really stomp it down packed. These might slide off, so let's see if I can hold it there for y'all. Okay, and that's what it looks like. This probably looks very awkward. And you can also stand these up. This turkey mold, actually, you can do either lay it flat or stand it up, and toothpick these together so you can hold this up without it flopping off. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. I will have pictures eventually of doing it in just a flat pan. You can just make it flat, have no shape, or you can shape it in. I'll have a picture of my dad with his turkey shaped, maybe the newspaper clipping that he did. But enjoy this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them at the bottom, and hit the thumbs up button if you like this, and let us know what you think, how it tastes, and if you're vegan and you adapt it, let us know that recipe if that works for you all. But this is definitely a good alternate to the tofu turkey, and This came out way before the tofu turkey, I guarantee that. So you can also decorate or dress this up with some parsley sprigs, whatever veggies, carrots around. I have nothing left currently, but you can make it look nice on your nicest tray. So I think that's it. Look for more and enjoy your holiday. Thank you for watching.